Hey everybody, it's Ashley with Losing with Sam and Ash, and this is Isaiah, and he thinks he's trying to basically teach you today and present, so he's doing jibber jabber. So I'm going to give this a go because I want to get this information out to you, and he wants to sit on my lap. So I want to show you today how to use Canva. And Canva is a graphic design software that's an app on your, right now it's just for computer. I'm guessing sometime they'll make it for phone, but we've been using this as a team. We have a team account for a long time. They have so many new features now that they didn't have when I started as a coach, different organization features. So it's a little messy in our account right now, but that's just mainly because they didn't have these organizational features when we started the account as a team. So if you're not part of Team Thrive, then you should become part. And this is one of kind of the perks of being part of our team, is that we make a lot of our designs all on this cloud app. And so what happens is that people that are new and maybe overwhelmed by graphic design or just not as strong, we help each other by designing on here, and then we can share and modify. And I'm going to show you kind of how that works in a second. So first thing to look at is when you're creating a design, you're going to pick the type of design, or you can use custom dimensions. So like if you're making a website or you're submitting something and it says custom dimensions, then you would need to put width and height, and then make sure it's pixels if it's on the web, and then inches if you're going to print it. But most of the time what I do is I go to more, and if it's personal social media, then I almost always do an Instagram post. And I do that because Instagram, and now Instagram you can size a little bit, so you can put something that's more horizontal or more vertical, but for the most part, it looks best if it's square, and that also works on Facebook and everything else. If I'm just doing social media, I choose the square. And so some of the things you can do are, they have these layouts, and if it says the $sign, then don't use that one unless you're going to give me your credit card to put in there, because otherwise it charges me. It has free ones. If you click on a free one, it just comes there like that, and you could click and you can modify. So I'm going to show you how to upload your custom font in a second, but they already have all of these other fonts, and they may even have your custom font. So you want to look at that. These are some of my custom fonts. And so if I wanted to change it there, so now you can see it looks totally different than what it was. I can click here and I can change the background to be my color. You can take your color. See, there's mine. And I don't know what the color this is going to come out. Let's see, E7543 or whatever I'm doing. Oh, it's a pink. So that's why you wanted to know that number right there, is because then you can just plug it in. Mine's FF9999. There, that's my color. It's always there. So that's really easy to do. Change the font color by clicking here, and you can click here and you can move it around, or you can put in that value. So this isn't more of a how-to and less of the ins and outs of graphic design. But I will tell you, with graphic design, we talked about choosing 3 fonts. It kind of goes the same with what you're going to create, is that you aren't going to use more than 1 to 3 fonts. So like, let's look at these. You can see that they have a serif font and a sans serif font, right? So they use 2 fonts. Let's look about if we were going to create some custom quotes, because that is what your assignment is going to be, is to create 10 custom quotes. So I'm going to teach you how to do that, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more around Canva in case you want to reference that in the future. So to create your own custom quotes, this is where I keep a lot of backgrounds. So then I would click on something like this. This is from Death to Stock Photos, and I would drag it. And if you hold down the Shift key, then it will keep it in the right proportions, so it won't make it like, so I'll get it so it fills the frame, and then I will kind of move it so the composition is good. And this is what we call white space. Like if we do it like that, then it's just, there's no white space. It's just hard on the eye. So I'll move it over here so there's lots of white space, but then you still have the context of seeing her body. And then, so if I was going to create a custom quote, what I usually do is let's say like we want to talk about relaxation. So I'd say, so I'll just Google it. And this brainy quote, I love these brainy quotes. So I would look at the Google images, or I would go to brainy quotes. Okay, people would like this. And this would be a great one. If you took a picture of yourself, what would be even better is if you took a picture of yourself like this. But sometimes you just don't have time. So as we create these custom quotes, which are really easy, then as we go on, we can then kind of continue to up our game and create our own. with ourselves and pictures we take. So I would push text, and I can do add heading, or you can do these that they have and you can edit them, but I'm just gonna do add heading. I'm just gonna paste it because I copied it from the Google. I'm gonna delete that part. All right, so there it is. And I just wanna make it the right size. So I'm gonna pull it up there, and like that's not me, it's not my font. So I need to make it into my font because otherwise to me it just looks random. So I'm gonna click on this, and one of my fonts is Bebas Nui. So I'm gonna put it in there, and then it kind of got smaller. So I'm gonna make it bigger, and let's say I wanna see what it looks like bold. I can look and I can see if I want it left justified to kind of fill up with that corner. And you're just gonna play around with it a lot. And the goal is to create long-term branding pieces, not something that's just like slap it up there, like something that you can do all the time, that you can post, and recycle as much as once a month. And I'm gonna pick a color. Black definitely goes with my vibe, but if I wanna see what looks better, then I can push this duplicate button, and then I can make one that is pink and one that's black. And just have to see like what goes better with my brand. Okay, so there I go. So now I wanna add my logo. So I'm gonna go to uploads again. So you can see we have a lot of good graphics. And I'm gonna go to logos. So I click Thrive. And so here's my Thrive logo. So you can see that it's white on white, so I can't see it. So there's several things I could do. What I usually do is I go to elements, and I will click shape, and I like to use triangles. That's just kind of one of my looks. And so I will kind of make a triangle, and I will move it back so that the logo shows up. And then if I feel like it's too dominant, like it's offsetting it, then I can lower the transparency. And you can do that, or you could do a circle. You have to fill out like what your brand style is. And this is just so that it pops up on white a little bit more. But if you are not using a transparent logo like that, which you're probably not, then you're gonna use your logo type. So then this would be like my logo type. And basically that's just my branding. It's not actually, but I'm losing with Sam and Ash. But if that was, then this is what I would want on all my quotes to like establish my brand. And so then I just have to figure out where it looks best. Is it there? Is it right there? I actually think it's right there that it's gonna look best. Is it right there? You kind of have to just feel out like where it's going to balance. It might be something where with this one to balance, I go and I kind of make like a little skinny offshoot like that. So, I mean, I get pretty picky, but at the same time, like this does not need to take a long time. Like you're not being graded, but it is your business, if that makes. So the great thing about this is if you wanted to whip out a couple and you like this picture, you could either copy this and change the quote, or you could copy this and go to uploads and change the picture. Then what I can do is if I want to make another one, let's say I'm going to do this real quick and show you kind of how I would do it. I would go and I go add new page, and then I would do, let's say this. And of course you want the pictures to be in line with your brand. So don't do something that's like just to do a picture. And then let's say I want this, I don't like the colors on it, so I could go to filter, and I could either choose one of the filters like this, more advanced controls, or something else I'd like to do is go to elements, pick a square, make it go like that, and then pick your brand color. Remember, go here, and then go to plus, put in your code, fill a square with your brand color, and then go to transparency and just lower the opacity so it kind of tints it. And so especially if you're wanting to write a lot on there and not show the picture as much, then it just kind of gives it a subtle background. So like, let's say that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do quote about beauty. Goodreads has good ones too. I like the brainy quotes. Think of all the beauty still left around you and be happy. Anne Frank. I think that's beautiful. And I like powerful women, and I could even talk about powerful women and tie that into coaching. Paste. All right, so then I'm gonna go get my font, my brand font, make it large. There's no right or wrong answer, but you want it to be powerful enough. If it's going to be a quote, it's either gotta kind of be in the white space of a picture, or if it's just on a background like this, it needs to be powerful. So I think that looks good. Okay, so there I have the quote, and then I have the author of the quote. If it's somebody famous, then I usually add it. Remember, you're going to add your logo type. So I'm pretending like this is mine. There you go. I've got 2 branded pieces, and you can see how they have the exact same pink. I'm using the exact same logo type, and it's right there. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to show you a little bit more about Canva, but what your assignment is to go and to make 10 quoted pieces, custom pieces. You need to use your color or colors. I have like 3 colors, but I don't have to use all of them, all but one of them. I use this coral most of the time, and you need to use your custom font. So let me show you how to upload your custom font. So you would go back to Canva, and let's see, you would go to brand, your brand kit, and we want to upload a custom font. So this is my logo. If you are able to get a PNG logo, transparent, and you want to upload it there, you can. Don't change the colors, please, just because I've branded it like our team. So, okay, so you can now upload fonts. So I would click, this should show up, for some reason it's not. So I would click on here, and then you would do upload a font. And so you should have downloaded a font or several fonts to your computer, and I would save them in a folder called fonts, so then you know exactly where to look for that. But I know that a lot of fonts in TTF or True Type font or OTF, so that's why I searched that. So here's mine. So I'm gonna click, or that's one of them, so I'm gonna click open, and I'm gonna put, yes, I own this, upload anyway. So there it is. How cool is that? So then I'll go back to all my designs. All right, so here we go. So here's something else, is I had a hard time finding this because I hadn't named it, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to put Ashley's custom quotes, because otherwise it's going to name it whatever this is, and so I didn't know what this was, so I'm going to throw that away because that was just an example. And so to download these also, you would do finish, and then if it's just going on the web, then it would be right here. If you need to upload it to a challenge group app, then you need it to be in PDF, so you do PDF. You can push options. If it's all white in the background and you want it to show up like the white is transparent, you can do download with a transparent background, and that's good for logos. So you could create your logo on here and then download with a transparent background. If you only wanted to say download design 3, you can click on that, page 3, and then do whatever you were downloading. So that's how you're going to download it. And then I wanted to show you that my custom font should be here now. It's this Basem, so it doesn't look very different, but it's a little different, and that matters. So now I have my font. So that's, again, I want you to make 10 of your own, and I'm going to keep giving you a little bit of a library view. All right, so once again, we said there's the folders right here. So I would put this in, I would drag this to custom brand quote, and then I actually should also make a folder that says Ashley Rockington's templates. And so what this is going to do is people can still go in there, but it's going to mean that I know where my stuff is. So if you always know that you save your things, then you don't have to like go and drag through all of that. You can just do like that. So you've got the folders right here. How to create different types of templates are going to be all right here. You wanted to do the Facebook cover, that's right here. There's ones for YouTube. Showed you how to upload and organize the uploads. I'll show you again a little bit more about the tools. If you already know how to do this, then go make your custom graphics, you're done. But if you need a little bit more of a tutorial, then keep watching. So elements, that is going to be, they have seasonal ones right here. So those, I don't use the grids very often, but that would be if you wanted to drag and drop images in there. There's also the crop function. So if you are on an image, so I'd have to drag a picture there. Okay, so this is when we crop. Here's the crop. You pull this like that. So now we have the crop. Shapes. Remember, you can lower the transparency, but there's all types of shapes. Most of these are free. Usually it's the photos that are not free. Lines, illustrations, icons, Photos, like I said, most of those are not free. And then here are some charts. My boys are running around screaming naked. Sam is following them and getting them. All right, I think that's a pretty adequate tour. Like I said, there's text right here, backgrounds. I never use these. I just would always use the square background and then change the color. If you have any questions, then you can make comments in the lesson. But once again, go get to work, make 10 custom quotes, and then go ahead and upload them to Dropbox so you have them saved there.